if I'm going to advise people, I would tell them, don't bother to do any DNA test.
Why, sir? Okay, no. I want to ask you that. If Joseph Oloba is sitting down, now
yes.
Wunmi is sitting down,
yes.
and they carry the little Liam,
I will advise them not to do any DNA test.
Why, sir?
Because the title is like a chain. It must not be broken anywhere. And that chain must touch the land you are buying. So the first thing you have to do is that you have to consult a professional. Any property you are buying at all. If somebody says, just come and pay. I know he's my father, he's my friend, he's this. Before you know it. In fact, I have a very nasty experience. It's like those people that are closer to you.
Yes, sir.
People that even know that they are the one now that are even scamming people. So my advice, if you want to deal with property and you don't want to buy litigation, consult a professional. Don't say that I want to go through my family member or go through somebody. I'm not saying, if there is one thing I am determined to fight till the end, it's the Omonile syndrome. Some people, what they are getting out is the publicity. So some people, is the pecuniary interest. The poor guy, maybe he's going to be buried twice now. He's still lying somewhere
in the morgue.
Cold.
Yes, they have not buried him, sir.
Cold,
yes,
somewhere sir. Now.
Yes,
and some people are making things out of his life. If a man discover that he's not finding favor in his wife, or he's alleging that his wife has committed adultery, there is a practice that they will do, that the woman will now drink some bitter water.
Yes, sir.
If it is true. That is their own DNA in the biblical period then. But now we have science and technology. If you have that kind of feelings, and you say, I have the feeling that I've heard the story of a woman, a general overseer that said that all the 4 children, they are not, if you look at there's something called consanguinity, the blood flow. It is not from my husband, because everybody has their own excuse. Morality does not have anything to do with law. What you just have to do is, that is where you have what is called the lineage. Me now, I know the lineage I am trying to project. My great-grandfather gave birth to my father, to my grandfather to my father to me to my son. And lineage it is deeply rooted in culture. So me as a man, I will not want a situation whereby I will just discover that in my lineage, I am a butterfly calling myself a bird. Or that I have somebody I'm looking up to as a bird who is just a butterfly. There's this saying, blood is thicker than water.
Yes, sir.
They said, Ileton Toro, I want to leave the profession
better than you found it?
Better, but with a legacy. That I did not just practice because I want to make name. I practice because I want to make impact. You see, I told you that law is a legal instrument for social reforms.
Okay, sir.
So, and law is not meant for animals, it's meant for human beings to regulate our activities. And your question encapsulates all what we have been discussing about law and morality. Mohbad died believing that Aloba,
Yes, sir.
Joseph Aloba,
Yes, sir. Earlier. Yeah. The father.
knowing him as his father.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we have issues. And the mother is saying that Aloba is not even the father to Mohbad.
Yes, sir.
Now let me tell you, in the constitution,
Jeez. Yeah. Is that Mohbad, man? Welcome to London, man. Welcome to Stargate TV, you get me? How you doing, man?
and the mother is saying that Aloba is not even the father to Mohbad.
Yes, sir.
Now let me tell you, in the constitution, the provision of the constitution is that no child should be discriminated against.
I don't understand, sir.
I'm going to.
Okay, sorry, sir.
I will explain it.
Okay, sir.
By the circumstances of his birth or the nature of his birth. So let me put it in the layman's language, there's nothing like illegitimate child again under the constitution.
No, I don't believe that, sir. No, sir.
Do you want me to read the provision of the constitution?
No, I know you are right, sir, but I'm surprised, I'm shocked.
No, you don't need to be. No, you see, that is the legal part. Because you don't discriminate or you punish somebody for the offense that he has not committed.
Or is he not aware of committing?
Of course, how will Mohbad realize the fact that a day is coming that someone that he has known all his life as his father will now be there will be a dispute as to his paternity. So, under the law, nobody should suffer that kind of fate. There is nothing like illegitimacy again in law. You cannot be discriminated. Once you are given birth to as human being, the law sees you and recognizes you as human being. You have the same right and privilege. But culturally,
back to the issue of culture again.
that is it. That's why I said the story that your question, it's like a summation of all what we have been discussing. Culturally, that is where you have what is called the lineage. Me now, I know the lineage I am trying to project. My great-grandfather gave birth to my father, to my grandfather to my father to me to my son. And lineage is deeply rooted in culture. So me as a man, I will not want a situation whereby I will just discover that in my lineage, I am a butterfly calling myself a bird. Or that I have somebody I'm looking up to as a bird who is just a butterfly. There's this saying, blood is thicker than water.
Yes, sir.
They said, ilé tó ń tòrò, ọmọ àlè ibẹ̀ tí ò tí dàgbà. All those ones are deeply rooted in culture. In law, if you discover that, look, we have something like that in the Bible. The Bible said that if a man discovers that he's not finding favor in his wife, or he's alleging that his wife has committed adultery, there is a practice that they will do, that the woman will now drink some bitter water.
Yes, sir.
If it is true. That is their own DNA in the biblical period then. But now we have science and technology. If you have that kind of feelings, and you say, I have the feeling that I've heard the story of a woman, a general overseer that said that all the 4 children, they are not, if you look at there's something called consanguinity, the blood flow. It is not from my husband, because everybody has their own excuse. Morality does not have anything to do with law. What you just have to do is this. If you are suspecting anything,
Yes, sir.
maybe you want to fight for custody or anything.
Or for rights.
Property rights. Apply to the courts. Or go and, now we have family courts all over. go and subject yourself to a DNA test, because DNA test will not just be a single. It will be you and the person you are suspecting. And if it tallies, all what we are just trying to do is to give ourselves that knowledge, that feeling. Sir, may I shock you?
Yes, sir. Kindly shock us, sir, with total honor, sir. You know you're a lawyer, sir.
If I'm going to advise people, I will tell them, don't bother to do any DNA test.
Why, sir? Okay, no. I want to ask you that. If Joseph Oloba is sitting down, now
yes.
Wunmi is sitting down,
yes.
and they carry the little Liam,
I will advise them not to do any DNA test. Yes.
And they carry the little Liam,
I will advise them not to do any DNA test.
Why, sir?
Because you are just moving from the point of your own feeling, taking it out on an innocent person.
So who is the innocent person?
Good. The child. The mother must, I'm not sure, might have committed adultery. But you don't punish that child for the offense of the woman. If I have a son that grew up under my roof calling me daddy, if I discover that I'm not the biological, I'm telling you sincerely, if I discover that I'm not the biological father, I will not do anything. Let me tell you something.
Why won't you do anything, sir?
Now, I'm going to
and
tell
your
you.
real estate, your money, your everything, when you go,
Let me tell you
go to
something.
him?
You see, at times, we act based on our ego. Not because we actually have a cause to fight. Let me tell you why. If you see two people and say, I love you, you love me, and at the end of the day, the woman will say, look, I love you because of what I am getting from you. In the real sense of it, love is supposed to be sacrificial, not because of what you are getting. If you have a child that grows underneath your roof, you fed, you clothed, and the child grew up to know you as a father. If you now decide to now lay him off because you now discover you are not the biological father, then you are going to hurt that child eternally for an offense that child did not commit. What I will do rather is this. I will let the mother know that I know.
What if she poisons you?
Let me tell you, life belongs to God.
Okay, sorry, sir.
We are talking about, that is what I'm saying. On many occasions, the reason why people go for this kind of test is not because for the love of anything, but for the love for themselves.
An ego.
An ego. If you look at John 3:16, he said, for God so loved the world that he gave. Your love should be ungiven. If you give that child everything, give him, if I know of a celebrity, I don't want to mention him. He said somebody gave her the surname she's bearing today.
Yes, of course. Of course. That's the comedian, the female comedian.
I did not mention him.
Yes, I know. Sure.
Give. You only have that time between birth and death to impact the life of others. There is nothing after. If a man falls down today and die, he will not even remember that he has a wife or a child anyway. Why not let your memory live in the mind of the people? Not because of your ego. Not because you want to prove to the world that you are a man. If I can influence 10 children and they are doing right, they are doing good, and they are not my blood children, I will take them that God has put me in a position to be a physical father to them, even if though I'm not their biological father. We only want to satisfy our ego.
But in the yes. Bible, I'm sorry, sir, in the
yes.
Bible, when Abraham passed away, the Bible stated that his children came, that he gave his share as well to Isaac and the children of Keturah and the bastards. So why did the Bible mention the bastards?
You see, that is the fallibility of man. Where you have taken me to, God is not looking for any other model family apart from Abraham and Sarah. But because Abraham could not wait for the promise of God to be fulfilled, Oda Ogmosi, and God will not change his plan for a man He will allow you to flow along your way, but he will make sure that his own plan comes to fruition. That is why we have the child of covenant. When Sarah was saying, send this woman and her child away from me, God said no. Obey her. I will cater for the child. I will do everything. And the child, yes, and the child will become great on his own path. But this my focus for you. The child of covenant is this Isaac. So that is the way man should be taken. Even though both of them came out from his loin. Now let me tell you something. Do you know that at times you do things to some people, to some other people's children, and they will even reflect, they will even recognize it more than your own biological
former Governor Muazu Babangida Aliyu said so in Nigeria sometimes ago.
You see, ego and let me tell you, influence.
Wrong influence?
I would say undue influence.
Okay.
For example, your mom on you, your siblings on you, your friends on you, and they will be telling you things. If God has given you the opportunity to be a father to someone, be the father.
Even if it's the wrong child, it's not from your loins.
There is nothing like wrong. No. There is nothing like, there is no child that is wrong. If all have the same opportunity, you will discover that some of these children that we call ushers, some of these children that we call area boys, they will perform better. It's because they were not privileged to be in an environment that will be loving, an environment that will bring them up in a family setup that they will be useful.
So with that honor, sir, I know you have a lot on this, and I know you have a lot of knowledge on law and culture and all the rest. But sir, I've seen situations whereby spiritually they will tell you that
that is it.
Family.
You see,
that when you have to bring so bloodline.
No, you are going to the era of metaphysics. Okay. Or let me say, the era of sublinear, something that is above you, spiritual thing. He said, my ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. Now, will it shock you that if you look at the lineage that you are talking about, in the lineage of Jesus Christ, we have a Moabite.
Yes, those two from
Ruth.
Ruth, okay.
Two people from Moab, Ruth and Ophrah. Ruth followed Naomi,
our mother-in-law.
Our mother-in-law. And through that lineage, Jesus Christ was born. So can we now say that we have a bastard in the lineage of
even
Jesus
Tema,
Christ?
I think.
You get it?
In the Bible, that's Genesis 30.
Can we now say that we have a bastard in the lineage of Jesus
children
Christ?
From that.
God wants us to live, firstly, as
Tema and Judah.
Tema and Judah, yes. God wants us to live fulfilling his purpose and radiating his love. When it comes to ego, that is when you start referring to somebody as a bastard. And at times, it is the kind of behavioral pattern that normally makes people to be afraid to take in somebody who you cannot relate with.
Okay.
But if you see the white people,
yes, sir.
You have foster parents. Now we are talking of surrogacy now and all different things. You see, let's first respect the humanity in every one of us.
So what do you advise, promise Aloba's father, late Mohbad's father now?
Because the woman is turning into a rough fight.
That's Wumi.
And I will advise the man, that is Mohbad's father, to be calm. Now, if he insisted on going on the DNA test, he should accept the result of the DNA test and forget the facts that is going to impeach upon his manliness or his ego. He should just look at it. God, what do you want me to get out from all this scenario? Some people, what they are getting out is the publicity. So some people is the pecuniary interest. The poor guy, maybe he's going to be buried twice now. He's still lying somewhere
in the morgue.
Cold.
Yes, they have not buried him, sir.
Cold,
yes,
somewhere
sir.
now.
Yes,
and some people are making things out of his life. So the father should just allow, like what we
They are fighting. They are looking for justice. Justice for Mohbad. Justice for Mohbad, sir.
You see,
justice for Mohbad.
When you are talking about justice for Mohbad, who has offended Mohbad?
They said the way he died was questionable.
Then one is for the law to take part, to take its full course. If somebody is found culpable or have anything to do with the unusual death of Mohbad, the law will take care of that. I am talking about the issue of the cultural aspect now. You cannot sue anybody because you said that she brought an illegitimate child into your home. Because under the law, there's nothing like illegitimacy again. So, like Baba Mohbad now, he may be thinking from the onset that, look, I don't want my things to pass to a bastard in court. And now they are now look at the way things are turning out. That look, Baba, even where you think you have right, there's no right there because you are not even the father of Mohbad. But you see how we use our ego, our selfishness, our greed, our avariciousness to destroy the lives of others. Why not allow it to lie and let God's will be done? Will that one bring back Mohbad? Will it change anything? Justice for Mohbad now is to remember what he lived for and to allow that memory to linger and let everybody pick, what can I learn from the life of Mohbad? If these are the bad things, that the mistake that Mohbad did, don't let me make that mistake. Oh, these are the good parts. Let me emulate it so that my own life will be better than the kind of life he lived. That is the way life should be. That is the evolution of man. It's not about trying to just say everything should start and end with you. That is ego fight. And that knowledge of good and evil comes only from you, from the devil himself.
This is very deep, sir. You have give us another perspective, which I'm so afraid that a lot of Nigerians might not be able to handle. But some, with the balance of knowledge and the philosophy, they will be able to handle. We are still coming, but when we meet you next time, I think development will have come. Then maybe we will able to speak about it. But, sir, why do people speak about you as a very shrewd lawyer? You know, in the whole of Bodija, Ibadan, they see you as a lawyer that is very strict, and there's a way you win your cases, and they see you as a shrewd lawyer. Some call you a SU lawyer. Some call you, I don't know. Why is Barrister Ayo Arowoshafe very different in his practice?
Because, like what I told you initially, I do not see my practice as a profession only. I see it as a calling. So anything I do, three things are guiding me.
Yes, sir.
Will the rights, the privilege given to my clients under the law, will it be fully protected? I'll fight till anywhere for that. Second, if there are wrongs or amendments to be done, I will fight to the end to make sure that we do the needful so that the other party too will not feel that he has been unfairly or that he has been denied justice. Then the most important aspect is that I know a day is coming that I will give account. So that will balance my actions in what I do inside or outside the country. So to some people, I may appear so strict, I may appear so shrewd, I may appear so like the policeman called me, SU lawyer. They have the right to call me. But there is something. He said, if you don't have condemnation in your heart, then you have a rest that will be golden. And that is what I'm looking for.
Do you have any role models, sir, in law, sir?
Oh, many, many, many role models. You know, this afternoon I came in and I was watching the TV, the line in state and the special court session for
His Excellency
late Akeredolu. And I was looking at when we met at, the first time I had close encounter with him was when he became the president of the NBA. He came into that at Abuja. He came into that hall and said, let's everybody enjoy. I like the way the exuberance, the way he's so free with the people. We have something we call where when we're having our conference, where people wine and dine. And I said, free food and free wine. And I say, wow. Then the second time was at our conference at Lagos too, when we were having Oyo State Day. In him, I saw a man that has that kind of human passion for what is right. To me, I see a man that I can call the voice of the voiceless. A man that is not afraid. In fact, when they started this Amotekun stuff, I was thinking, how will this man pull this thing through? He was so very, very vocal.
I know.
And that is, when I see any lawyer running with his vision, he's my role model. He ran with the vision, and today, he left a legacy.
Can you call him a soldier lawyer?
It may not necessarily be a soldier lawyer. I see, to me, he is the kind of a lawyer that is not just thinking of his practice as a profession, but as a calling, because you can see the passion in it.
Just like late Chief Gani Fahimi.
Like Gani Fahimi. Late Chief Gani Fahimi looked at the problematic nature of government vis-a-vis their relationship with the citizens. And he believed that the gap, the leverage is too high. And by being in the gap, he can bridge it. And that is why people refer to him as the senior advocate of the masses.
Sam.
Is one man that I can call. Then another man is Are Afe Babalola.
I saw his school when we were driving to your office now. Oh, his school there.
Abuad,
yes.
Yes.
The man is an extraordinary.
His story is like somebody from no background.
He has no background. He was just a teacher in a. What's that time? But going in those days, teaching lots of people.
You see,
studied on his own. You see
this legal
almost like an orphan.
This legal profession in the past, they see, okay, maybe up to now, people see it as some elite class profession.
Yeah, I understand.
But with people like Afe Babalola being in this profession, with no background, somebody like me with no background, people like Afe Babalola paved way and make me to believe that even without you having nobody backing you up, you can still achieve something for yourself. Chief Wole Olanipekun is also there. I remember Professor Anifalaje. Yes. UI then. The man will come and he will be, every student there believes that he's fighting just for you, personally. So when you have any matter or any wala, you feel free to discuss with him. Professor Akisheye George. That's the kind of people I see fusing religion, their beliefs, with their practice. Professor Akitayo, still with them in UI. He happens to be my lecturer. He's still there. You see, those are my roles. I want to leave the profession
better than you found it?
Better, but with a legacy. That I did not just practice because I want to make name. I practice because I want to make impact.
That's fantastic. This is great. We'll round up on this note because the next time we are seeing you, we're going to be talking about the property law and the effect of law on living, because people are almost property is like it's a die-hard thing. Now people are dying. The way people are. I want to ask you that. What does it do to human being? But when you give people rentage in a very horrible situation, you give them 2-bedroom, 800,000. So we want to discuss that when we see you next time and some other legal issues. But now, I want you to give an advice to young people, because in Nigeria now we have a lot of problems. young people are going into Yahoo. They're going to all sort of uncommon thing that we've not seen in 20 years ago. The days you were growing in the 70s and the 80s, things were bright. When we were growing in the 80s, I started knowing life in the 80s. We thought about hard work, about how to go to the factory and work and earn money to go to your school. But today, you see a girl fall down on the street and they say, you know, all those kind of things. Sir, if you have your chance in a hall and you have 1 million Nigerian youths and you're given the microphone and the speakers are loud, what are you going to tell them, sir?
The first thing I would tell the youth of Nigeria is that if you believe that the leaders and the elderly ones has failed you, do not fail yourself.
That's a powerful answer.
As it was in the beginning, so it is now. Nothing has changed. If you want to test it, go and listen to the old music. Gari ti di 30 kobo.
He said, go
and check the year. You see, nothing has changed. What is changing is at the point that you are getting to know the reality. The people in the 70s, they got to know their own reality. They were shouting, Ilule. When dollar was exchanged for 80 kobo, we still have people living in penury. The youth of Nigeria today, I will give it to them their ability to compete globally. We do not have that opportunity then. In the sense that we now have technology making the world to be a global village.
A concise environment.
And in that kind of environment, you are not just looking at your own local something, you are looking at the future and you are looking at the global environment. So for every youth in Nigeria, do not join them to be singing chorus Ilule again. It is high time you start singing the chorus, what can I do?
What can I do unto the Lord? All I have to do is thank you, Lord.
Not only unto the Lord now, but even unto yourself. Monday they were doing some protest. They said some people were, yes, and I saw somebody carrying a banner. And the banner opened the borders now, and I cried. I saw it. They opened. No, let me tell you the reason why I cried. Because in the 80s, nations like Saudi Arabia,
yes, sir,
Malaysia, all this, Korea, all this, they were coming to Nigeria believing that we have potentials. And today, where Saudi is, if we are not careful, we cannot catch up with them in the next 200 years.
Wow. Even Malaysia.
Even Malaysia
take
took
our
palm kernel here. That is why I said, if the youth believe that the leaders and the elderly ones have failed them, do they have to fail themselves?
No, sir.
Then what do they need to do?
They need to.
When you fall from the back of an horse, what do? You gather yourself.
Yes, sir.
But you know the problem I'm having with the youth? They are looking for the easiest way out.
That's bad. That's crazy.
Productivity is the only thing that can sustain the soul, the economic soul of any nation. You want to be like the Americans, but you don't want to work like the Americans. Their forefathers, maybe in the past, due to the kind of difficult terrain they found themselves, must have done something that they are now enjoying today. What stops us from planning to do something today that even if we are not the one that will enjoy it directly, the coming generation will? You know, in those days, when we read about people like Mansa Musa
in the
Mali Empire, when
Musa.
the European came to Africa, they did not come as servant master. They came as, traders.
Engagers.
That they want to engage us. But along the line, we let down our own guard. And now that we find ourselves in a situation like
Malian Empire, Shongai Empire.
this is not the time to go into Yahoo. If you do that, you are taking your vengeance on the society. This is not the time to look for shortcuts. It will be like the story of Antonio She Toto no le she Toto. This is the period to look at where you think you have the best of your own economic value. What Nigerian youth are doing in the area of musical entertainment, they can replicate it in agriculture.
God bless
They
you.
can replicate it in IT. They can replicate it in every
Fashion
different
design.
sphere of life. Now, the easy way out they are looking at is that Japa. If you Japa, you can never be a citizen, a full citizen. Some part of you will tell you that you are just a butterfly, calling yourself a bird wherever you find yourself. Nigeria is a country that is blessed. We are not going to look for anybody from China that will develop it for us.
Amen.
Indians, about 20 years ago, they were in the same shoes that we find ourselves.
Great recession.
And you know what is happening in India now?
Yes, sir.
They are also protesting.
Why are they protesting?
They are protesting that they are having too much food, that government should come and buy the food from them.
This is falling.
So that the price will not fall.
I can't believe this.
How can we have arable lands even without arable land? As I'm speaking to you, I'm a lawyer. When they said that fish is now something, I started rearing fish in my compound.
Wow.
I rear my own proteins now. I am not saying that anybody will pray that for his child or his ward to go to the university and come back and become a farmer. But there is dignity in labor. There is no white collar job anywhere. Heaven helps those who help themselves. Once you can get a legit work, something you can do that will add value to you, please channel your energy into that. It is not everything you said, government this, government that. Even government cannot help themselves. Why not form yourself into a cooperative society? Look for people that are having the same mindset with you. If it is animal rearing that you can do, form yourself. Thank God, the issue of insecurity, God will help us to solve it totally.
Amen. Amen.
The rains are just coming in now. Get yourself together. If it is IT, just like what you are doing now, look, nobody in Nigeria should wake up on a daily basis and not have something to do. If the leaders or the elders have failed you,
Don't fail
don't
yourself.
fail yourself.
On the last note, very last note, this thing just came to my mind. You are in Bodija. A lot of people also call you a Bodija boy, Ibadan boy. So what can you tell about Bodija? Because the other time I was coming to your neighborhood, somebody was telling me that, so I just had a Bodija, it is Bodija that, but why did you address as the Bodija boy?
Well, me, I don't know. I let me say I lived all my life here in Bodija. My house is very in the neighborhood of Bodija. I grew up in an area called Obasade. You see, Bodija in those days, not the Bodija we are having today. The Bodija of the early 80s. Very serene environment. In fact, one thing I remember about Bodija is that you cannot be hungry in Bodija.
You can't be hungry.
Even as a visitor. You know the reason why?
I don't know, sir.
In each compound, there must be a tree of one fruit. If it is not guava, it will be fruit, it will be mango, it will be orange. So as you are walking along the street of Bodija, you are picking. At times you will pick, in those, they call something bath.
Okay, bath.
You can pick a bath load of fruit. You see, Bodija then used to be very serene. You cannot even hear this Awolowo so quiet. But today, I told you, the society evolves. Bodija has evolved and is almost becoming a commercial area now. You can hear the sound and everything.
Sound, yes,
if you are coming to Bodija in those days, the only sound you'll be hearing will be birds. Chicken. You cannot even see anything yet, but now Bodija has changed.
The enclave of the rich.
The enclave of the rich, the allies and all
of those.
I thought this Bodija happens to be the first government reservation area in Nigeria.
I can't even believe that. I'm hearing that for the first time in your chamber.
Is there the housing corporation is there that they are now managing it? Now we have so many GRAs around.
Yes, sir.
You know, you have, and then it was meant for people in this, you know, very close to Secretariat, so that they can just enjoy themselves. And you see, this area, if you look at Secretariat, Bodija, UI, you know, the elite, the big people in those days. Yeah. And but today
the conservatives.
The conservatives, yes, you can say that. But if you look around now, this Awolowo road here, I can count nothing less than 7 lounges or restaurant or so we have 2 lives here in Awolowo now. The daytime life and the nighttime life. Okay. So it is not all, in the past it was not like that. But thank God we have more. One of the resources that we have in Nigeria that we are not utilizing, yes, sir, is the energetic, you know, the exuberance and the purposefulness of the youth. Yeah. In those days we have so many elderly people. Now we have youth laying back, but now we have the youth.
Energetic youth now.
Energetic youth now. So Bodija is a good place. We are enjoying ourselves.
You're enjoying your serenity, but
no, I won't talk about the
serenity now.
The serenity is not as the way it used to be in those days. But when you still move, I'm not so sure. I cannot even see anywhere in Bodija again. And you know we have two Bodijas. So we have the old Bodija and the new Bodija.
Okay, I'm hearing old Bodija, really.
We are in the old Bodija.
Oh, old one.
Then we now have the new Bodija where you have Are Avenue and all those stuff.
Can you advise anybody to buy property? People watching from abroad?
Of course. You see, in Bodija, you can still buy property. Okay. We have 2 major streets. We have the Oshutokun and Awolowo. But you know, Bodija is under the control of the Oyo State Housing Corporation. Okay. So if you want to have anything to do with properties there, you have to be very careful. You just have to go through the proper channel.
So go to a proper lawyer like you, a property lawyer.
Yes.
Do the findings.
Not only in Bodija, anywhere. You know, I always advise people, when it comes to the issue of property, land, nobody can buy land, you are buying title. And once you buy a title that
is default,
yes, very defective title, then you may end up buying litigation.
You are buying litigation.
You see, title is like a chain. It must not be broken anywhere, and that chain must touch the land you are buying. So the first thing you have to do is that you have to consult a professional. Any property you are buying at all, if somebody says, just come and pay. I know he's my father, he's my friend, he's this. Before you know it, in fact, I have a very nasty experience. It's like those people that are closer to you.
Yes, sir.
People that even know that they are the one now that are even scamming people. So my advice, if you want to deal with property and you don't want to buy litigation, consult a professional. Don't say that I want to go through my family member or go through somebody. I'm not saying, if there is one thing I am determined to fight till the end, it's the Omonile syndrome.
I saw that the Oyo State are even trying to...
Of course, now there is a law now.
Yeah, law, yeah, Omonile.
Yes. I have a program that they normally invite me on Radio Nigeria. And that is what we have been discussing. But the problem is this. No matter how you tell our people to be careful,
they still take their money there.
They will still make that mistake. Exuberance.
Financial exuberance.
No problem. But that doesn't deter them. Some people call it land bank now. Because if you invest in landed property, that is one area you can invest in that inflation will not eat up your investment.
Sir, we want to thank you for this wonderful time. Barrister Ayo Arowoshafe, a litigation expert, a property law expert, a human rights advocate, and a man of impeccable achievement in the area of law, a man who had his first degree as a secretary, confidential secretary, and after 9 years decided to dump his job, high-paying job, to choose and to chase law, and today in Oyo State, in Ibadan, West Africa, and especially in the conservative region, estate of Bodija, Elite Avenue of Bodija, is one of the top-notch lawyers that is being sought for in terms of property law and litigation matters. I want to thank him very much. I want to appreciate you, sir,
We thank
for this
God.
honor. And the next time we're going to see him is busy now. He's on his way for other activities and probably a seminar in Lagos and some other things. We're going to discuss with him on property law and some other issues that has to do with law. Today we have been able to discuss about culture. And well, his organization want to reach out. Well, maybe we could have an email there that is calling. You can see the email. You can reach out to him because lawyers don't advertise their businesses, but he has some agency, organization that he belongs. So if you know you want a premium engagement, well, you want advice, then you could reach out. We want to thank you for this time. So the next time we are lucky to sit beside this great man and another person like him, we want to say, please choose your choice, be faithful, be sincere, be truthful, and live a happy life. Thank you. God bless you. Goodbye.